Happy New Year's, everybody. Today is January 2nd, 2024, and it's my 1 year carniversary. I'm 80 pounds down from my heaviest weight. However, that is not the main reason that I started the carnivore lifestyle. For those of you who are new to my channel, I will recap my carnivore journey. I'm 60 years old and 5'3". I'm from Southern California, but grew up most of my life in Northern California. I am married with two wonderful children. My son is 36 and my daughter is 22. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran, and my Air Force service career was a medical services specialist at Travis Air Force Base, California. After my 6-year enlistment term, I began working for the state of California. That's when my weight started to climb. Due to all of the potlucks we state employees enjoyed quite often. At the age of 30, one day I noticed while walking to work that I became dizzy and faint. So I went to urgent care that day and my blood pressure registered at 150/100. I was prescribed hydrochlorothiazide, which is a water pill. And I tolerated that well, and the only side effect I had was frequent urination. However, after a couple years, the medication became less effective at reducing my blood pressure. So I was prescribed amlodipine, which is a calcium channel blocker. And the side effects I experienced from that medication was swelling in my ankles and feet. I felt fatigued and I had heart palpitations, which were very uncomfortable. So after a couple of weeks of being on that medication, I was prescribed atenolol. That's a beta blocker, and I experienced side effects of extreme tiredness and drowsiness. My doctor told me that I would have to take blood pressure medications for the rest of my life. I desperately wanted to be medication-free and began researching my options. I read information regarding the long-term effects of taking high blood pressure medications. For one, hydrochlorothiazide. Even though that's well tolerated, it puts patients at a higher risk for developing adverse reactions. It may make the skin sensitive to sunlight and increase the risk of certain types of skin cancer. And it also can raise blood glucose levels and lead to diabetes. I read a study that was done on amlodipine, and analysis of the patient's records in that study led to the conclusion that amlodipine increased the risk of heart failure. Some studies were done on atenolol that showed that atenolol was no more effective than a placebo at reducing myocardial infarction, cardiovascular mortality, and all-cause mortality, and that patients on atenolol has significantly higher mortality than those taking other antihypertensive medications. I was appalled to find out that the very medications prescribed to reduce my blood pressure increased my chances of getting heart disease. When I discussed what I learned with my doctor, all he said was that the benefits outweigh the risks. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I developed a potentially dangerous pregnancy complication called preeclampsia, also called toxemia. I had high blood pressure, swelling of my hands and feet, and protein in my urine. Right before her birth, I became eclamptic, which is more severe and can induce seizures and coma. After my daughter was born, my weight had increased to 200 pounds. Then a coworker told me about the Atkins diet, which is a ketogenic low-carb diet. I followed the Atkins diet for 3 months and lost 40 pounds. However, After the induction phase, I gradually went back to eating sugar and high processed carbohydrates and gained all the weight back. In 2020, someone gifted me a book by Dr. Gundry called The Plant Paradox. I followed his diet plan that focused on removing foods high in lectins. I lost 50 pounds, then plateaued. Additionally, my blood pressure readings remained elevated. In the fall of 2022, Dr. Anthony Chaffee's video called Plants Are Trying to Kill You popped up in my YouTube feed, probably because I was already watching many podcasts that Dr. Gundry had on the toxins in plants. Then Dr. Ken Berry's videos followed suit. On January 2nd, 2023, I strictly followed Dr. Berry's Beef, Butter, Bacon, and Eggs challenge. I slowly weaned myself off of my blood pressure medication, and after 3 months on carnivore, my blood pressure was within the normal range. A bonus benefit was that I lost the remaining 30 pounds and am at my ideal body weight of 120 pounds. It feels so good to be medication free. I'm so grateful for doctors like Anthony Chaffee, Ken Berry, Sean Baker, Sean O'Mara, Tony Hampton, Philip Avadia, Robert Kiltz, Lisa Wiedemann, and the many other doctors in this carnivore space who are sharing the message about the carnivore lifestyle. The benefits I have received over the past year are: 1, my reduced blood pressure. It's normalized. The last time I went to the doctor, it was 120/72. I have increased energy. Prior to carnivore, I never exercised due to my lack of energy. When I came home from work, all I wanted to do was eat, then relax on the couch and watch TV till time to go to bed. My mood is better and my sleep has improved. I used to get upset easily at the slightest thing. I found myself snapping at my children and my husband. Now my mood is calm and stable, and I rarely get upset. I've always had good sleep, but I noticed that my sleep even has improved. I sleep much more deeply and wake up much more refreshed. I also noticed that I don't have any body odor. I no longer need to wear deodorant. I no longer have bad breath, so I no longer need to use mouthwash. My gums no longer bleed when I floss them. And when I go to the dentist for my hygienist clean, my teeth don't bleed anymore. And I even received a compliment on my last visit that my teeth and gums were looking better and better every time I go in. As a bonus, I lost a total of 80 pounds from my heaviest weight. I feel fortunate that I found carnivore before I developed major health issues. The only health issues I had that I was aware of was my high blood pressure and excess weight. I've heard from some influencers in the carnivore space that it only gets better and better every year that we are on carnivore. So I plan to remain with the carnivore lifestyle for the rest of my life. If you wish to continue following me on my carnivore lifestyle, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.